There will be an ETF that comes, there's a futures contract, or you can just get up to speed and buy Bitcoin. Because this is not the old world, this is the new world. And the moment you do it, you realize how different it all is. Mm-hmm. Then you realize the speed of which you can pay somebody, the speed of which the system settles, how you are your own bank, how you can get your own yield outside of the banking system. And then you start going, I get it, this is a whole different world.
I just see the coin inventory coming off of the exchanges, and all of the miners are now hodlers, and the potential for some ETF to come in the US at exactly the wrong time, where there literally are not enough coins, and driven by insensitive buying, money flowing directly to an ETF that must track that index. I mean, there's a setup here that looks insanely bullish.
Yes, and I've noted that too, and I've called it the wall of money. There is no supply. The only supply actually in the market, to be truthful, is there's a couple of the big funds that rebalance at month end and quarter end, because that's what institutions do, and that's new for this space. And basically it's the day traders being stopped out or being, cleared out of inventory, because there's no actual supply. And you're putting these elephants into the bathtub like BlackRock. I mean, there's no room for them all. And then you add an ETF, there is no room. So I think there is the risk that we get. There is a risk, and I don't know what the probability is, but it's higher than most people expect, that we don't stop at kind of 200,000 on this cycle, or 280 where plan B stock to flow is, but we actually go kind of batshit crazy because of this, and we get to 500,000 or maybe even 1 million. I don't know. I can't price that upside, but I feel like the same thing is I've never seen something like it. On the flip side, you can see there are brakes being applied. The brakes have really come now. It keeps shifting around, but currently it's known as FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Right, and you hear this a lot because people are finding it very hard to catch up with the fact there's a parallel financial system being built. So people are cynical by nature. They don't want to believe in Silicon Valley. And I watch this on Twitter all the time. The mean reversionist nature of most people means that they get cynical. They enjoy it going up a bit, and then they turn against it. We don't believe in this. And they did it all the way through with technology, and I'm guilty of that too. And now I've realized that it was wrong of me, because these are exponential rises that go on over time. The wall of money is huge coming into it. And the more the market cap goes up, the more it brings in other people. It's a reflexive loop of a magnitude I've never seen before. So
I remember back in...
Sorry, just to go back, I remember my train of thought was the slowing of the brakes keeps changing with this FUD. But the key one that's going around now is energy. That's come from the ECB. Why? Because they want to slow institutional adoption. Because they've created another hurdle now. And I've been having calls with all of these institutions. So now we need to prove that it's worthy of our ESG mandate.
Right.
The reality is it's actually driving a green tech revolution. The richest man in Norway, has just set up a hydro plant to mine Bitcoin. And it's driving actually electricity costs down around the world. So it's a wrong narrative, but it's yet another FUD narrative that we all have to stand up and fight for if we believe in this space. And we've gone through so many of these, it doesn't stop, because what is at stake is the very system of money itself. And I'm not saying it in the kind of anarchist way of we're all going to have a new currency and Bitcoin's the currency of the world. I don't believe that. There's a probability of it, but I don't believe it. And I don't really care. All I know is there's this massive digital playing field that's been built for us to all completely immerse ourselves in, make money from, enjoy. Our business models will change. Everything will change. It's fantastic.
I also think it's really interesting that this is a system that survived, or an ecosystem that survived the March 2020 events without intervention by any overarching central bank, without being bailed out, and the exchanges survived. No one went sideways or bankrupt. I'm sure a lot of traders were stopped out of positions and there was a reset done. But that system functioned without an overseer trying to manage the parts of it in order to avoid any kind of outcome that they didn't want.
And it functions without system breaks 24/7,
right?
365 days a year. With, as you say, there's regulation, but it's a truly free market. And it works. And so even though everyone thinks it's a pristine system where You can have this trusted recorded ownership of who owns the collateral. I get that. Blockchain helps a lot, but humans will find every single way possible to create leverage.
Yeah.
And we will screw it up again because we've done it to everything, including the gold standard had plenty of leverage, blew it all up.
We're going to have NFT CLOs for sure.
Yeah, because so many people are focused on the narrow.
Yeah.
And there's this stupid war going on about all of this stuff. But when you just step back and kind of just mark it down on a whiteboard and go, okay, what's actually going on here? You sit back and go, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
It's like a call option on a future, like, why are you,
That's right.
It's like everyone wants to sell the put. I'm like, can I buy the call on that? Like,
can I get the right tail? I'll get the right tail on that. If you don't like.
Exactly right. And I call it that, a call option on the future. That's as simple as that.
Yeah. Well, I also like the way that so you convey the idea over and over again that we truly don't know. When the internet came to be and started getting some adoption and popularity in 95 and 96, you didn't know Netscape, Ask Jeeves, Google, what was going to win, how it was going to change, what Amazon would become. You can't know that. You can have some confidence that the problems will be solved because there is so much sort of energy and computational energy and the smartest people and working on it and incentives driving that, right? Yeah. So you've got, I listen to this sort of the negative feedback all the time too. Well, it doesn't do this, it won't do that. Well, let's go back 2 years ago. What didn't it do then? What does it do now? Just what you won't know. It's okay not to know and have certainty about how this is going to play out and what impacts it's going to have, because it's not knowable.
But you should revel in that, because what a beautiful puzzle to solve and to watch a film that you don't know where it's going to end, right? It's magic. It's not, it gives us something different, right? Most of us are pretty bored with being pessimistic about this whole thing. But about the financial markets, right? Yeah. We've all been pretty pessimistic since 2000, because those of us who pay attention to the macro saw where this is all going. And we've all been pessimistic. And here is the chance to just say, forget all of that. It's over here. Let's just be optimists. Let's buy the call and not keep buying puts.
Yeah.
Love that.
I think that's a great place to end, because I think we're all, you and I are around the same age. Like, we're sort of bitter Gen Xers, right? Coming in to our own in 2000 and always seeing the bear case. And I totally agree. Here's something that is actually exciting and new and has the potential to realize tremendous positive change globally and solve a lot of the problems that I've been so frustrated about for so long. So it's not a dead obvious case, right? It all could go fucking pear-shaped, but we got a chance, right? And
that's right. And as you said, for cynical Gen Xers, it takes a while to get there, but when you get there, you're like, you know what? It's a lot easier to be optimistic.